We begin week 4 of Business 270 Online. This is Professor Hasse speaking to you live and in color from Claremont, California. This week, we have some different ways of looking at statistics. First off, we are finishing our midterm examination, which was due last evening at midnight. A couple of you are on extension and still have to post, but I will have those grades posted and the solutions posted by this Friday, September 16th, midterm examination. This week, we're going to be talking about Chapter 6, Discrete Probability Distributions, and Chapter 8, Sampling Methods. That will be part of my lecture video this Friday, September 16th as well. But to start off our week number 4, I want to talk to you about something a little bit different that we're doing this week that I like to do with all my courses. Is this week we are scheduled to have graded work, which is a paper topic number 1. Well, good news for you is you don't have to write a paper this week. Your paper topic or that grade of 10% of your course grade will be setting up an individual meeting with me, Professor Hasse, during the course of this week. I have set aside dates and times where you are to make a appointment reservation, and at that time, come on via Zoom and speak to me for about 10 or 15 minutes. Again, this is for a grade. It's just like writing a paper. You're just going to be talking to me. There's nothing to prepare for. I'm just going to ask you some questions about how you're doing in the course. Is there any information you need or any frustrations? Just so you and I can chat a little bit about these first 4 weeks of our statistics course and give you a little preview of what we're going in to do in the last 4 weeks of the statistics course. So that's our paper topic this week, is talking with me, Professor Hasse, during the course of the week. If you do not schedule appointment or blow me off, that means, that's a bad phrase, if you just don't make to the meeting, that's a 0, and that you're losing out on 10% of your course grade. So make sure you get a chance to meet with me at the designated times over the next week. And we'll show that to you in just a minute. So next week, we will go back to our actual paper topics. Our paper topic next week, which we do September 25th, is on sampling. I give you an example of a sampling, and I'm going to ask you to comment on it. And then next week, we're looking at tests of hypotheses. Talk about creepy, but it's pretty easy stuff once you get the hang of it. And especially after we review Chapter 6 and 8 this week, that'll make Chapters 10 and 11 not that difficult. So that's where we stand. So this week, if you're still finishing up the midterm examination, please do so. I'll get those grades to you on Friday, and read Chapter 8 of your text and schedule a student-professor meeting with yours truly. So if you go to your Blackboard site, I would like you to go to 2 places. The first place is the Student Discussion Forum. In this Student Discussion Forum, you will see a list of dates and times that you can reserve to meet with me. So what I'd like you to do is, when you have a time and date that fits into your schedule, you select it, and then open up this discussion forum and create a thread and give your name, student, and the date and the time of your schedule appointment. Put it right there, and then submit it so I can see it. And then what I'll do is at the end of every day, I'll go back in and update this list with your name on it so other students can see that time is already taken. So here are the times. Thursday evening during our student hours, 6 to 9 p.m. Friday evening, sorry about that, but Friday evening, yes, I live no life, but if you can see me, if you're available on Friday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. And then last chance, Sunday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. So those are the times. So you need to select one date, one time, post and create a forum. So give me that time, and then I'll fill it in here on our schedule, and we're all set. And then you're going to come on to Zoom. The Zoom link is in 2 places. It's our regular student hours link, which is right here. or you can go to the paper case study and papers file folder, and you'll see that link right here as well. So you just click on that link at your designated time, and away we go for a brief chat, 10 to 15 minutes. This is for a grade. You don't have to prepare anything, as I said. You just I like to meet around the halfway point of every course with every student. So if you come on this, it'll be an easy 100, 10% of your grade, get you back on the beam if you've had a slow start at grade wise, but most of you haven't. But just make sure if you don't, then that 0 will stay. There's no other times available. You have to meet during Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. And if you can't meet those times, you're going to have to let me know, because we have to get this done by Sunday in order to go on to our next week's work. So professor-student meetings this week. Sign up for a time, and I will see you via Zoom on Thursday, Friday, or Sunday of this coming week. So if you open up week number 4, you'll see our learning assignments for this week. A video lecture today, September 13th, update video lecture on Friday, read chapter 8, course lecture and review problems will be in my lectures. And your graded work this week is paper number 1, not a paper though, student professor meeting, due September 18th. See the schedule, 10% of your grade. So all you have to do this week is meet me for 10 minutes, and that's your grade for the week. That's not too bad. And it's also a good way of catching up. I can get some feedback from you, make you feel at ease about the course and moving forward. All right. I think that's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video highlighting and introducing what our discussions are regarding sampling for this week number 4.
Hi, I'm Aisha. You are watching Educational Hub. When you conduct research about a group of people, it's rarely possible to collect data from every person in that group. Instead, you select a sample. The sample is the group of individuals who will actually participate in the research. There are 2 types of sampling methods. Probability sampling. It involves random selection, allowing you to make strong statistical inferences about the whole group. Non-probability sampling. It involves non-random selection based on convenience or other criteria, allowing you to easily collect data. So today we discuss, and briefly introduction of sampling, methods, types and techniques with examples. Let's start. First we need to understand, what is sampling? A sample is a subset of individuals from a larger population. Sampling means selecting the group that you will actually collect data from in your research. For example, if you are researching the opinions of students in your university, you could survey a sample of 100 students. In statistics, sampling allows you to test a hypothesis about the characteristics of a population. Why are samples used in research? Samples are used to make inferences about populations. Samples are easier to collect data from because they are practical, cost-effective, convenient and manageable. First, you need to understand the difference between a population and a sample. The population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusions about. The sample is the specific group of individuals that you will collect data from.
If you are about to write a dissertation and/or have already started your dissertation,
Target population according to the purpose and practicalities of your project. The population can be defined in terms of geographical location, age, income, and many other characteristics. It can be very broad or quite narrow. Maybe you want to make inferences about the whole adult population of your country. Maybe your research focuses on customers of a certain company, patients with a specific health condition, or students in a single school. Sampling frame. The sampling frame is the actual list of individuals that the sample will be drawn from. Ideally, it should include the entire target population, and nobody who is not part of that population. For example, you are doing research on working conditions at Company X. Your population is all 1,000 employees of the company. Your sampling frame is the company's HR database, which lists the names and contact details of every employee. Sample size. The number of individuals you should include in your sample depends on various factors, including the size and variability of the population and your research design. There are different sample size calculators and formulas depending on what you want to achieve with statistical analysis.
Probability sampling methods. What is probability sampling? Probability sampling means that every member of the target population has a known chance of being included in the sample.
There are 4 main types of probability sample. 1. Simple random sampling. In a simple random sample, every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Your sampling frame should include the whole population. For example, you want to select a simple random sample of 100 employees of company X. You assign a number to every employee in the company database from 1 to 1000, and use a random number generator to select 100 numbers. 2. Systematic sampling. Systematic sampling is similar to simple random sampling, but it is usually slightly easier to conduct. Every member of the population is listed with a number, but instead of randomly generating numbers, individuals are chosen at regular intervals. For example, all employees of the company are listed in alphabetical order. From the first 10 numbers, you randomly select a starting point, number 6. From number 6 onwards, every 10th person on the list is selected 6, 16, 26, 36, and so on, and you end up with a sample of 100 people. 3. Stratified sampling. Stratified sampling involves dividing the population into subpopulations that may differ in important ways. It allows you draw more precise conclusions by ensuring that every subgroup is properly represented in the sample. For example, the company has 800 female employees and 200 male employees. You want to ensure that the sample reflects the gender balance of the company, so you sort the population into 2 strata based on gender. Then you use random sampling on each group, selecting 80 women and 20 men, which gives you a representative sample of 100 people. 4. Cluster sampling. Cluster sampling also involves dividing the population into subgroups, but each subgroup should have similar characteristics to the whole sample. Instead of sampling individuals from each subgroup, you randomly select entire subgroups. For example, the company has offices in 10 cities across the country, all with roughly the same number of employees in similar roles. You don't have the capacity to travel to every office to collect your data, so you use random sampling to select 3 offices. These are your clusters. Non-probability sampling methods. What is non-probability sampling? In non-probability sampling, the sample is selected based on non-random criteria, and not every member of the population has a chance of being included. Non-probability sampling techniques are often used in exploratory and qualitative research. In these types of research, the aim is not to test a hypothesis about a broad population, but to develop an initial understanding of a small or under-researched population. Common non-probability sampling methods include 1. Convenience sampling. A convenience sample simply includes the individuals who happen to be most accessible to the researcher. This is an easy and inexpensive way to gather initial data, but there is no way to tell if the sample is representative of the population, so it can't produce generalizable results. For example, you are researching opinions about student support services in your university, so after each of your classes, you ask your fellow students to complete a survey on the topic. This is a convenient way to gather data, but as you only surveyed students taking the same classes as you at the same level, the sample is not representative of all the students at your university. 2. Voluntary response sampling. Similar to a convenience sample, a voluntary response sample is mainly based on ease of access. Instead of the researcher choosing participants and directly contacting them, people volunteer themselves. For example, by responding to a public online survey. For example, you send out the survey to all students at your university and a lot of students decide to complete it. This can certainly give you some insight into the topic, but the people who responded are more likely to be those who have strong opinions about the student support services, so you can't be sure that their opinions are representative of all students. 3. Purposive sampling. This type of sampling, also known as judgment sampling, involves the researcher using their expertise to select a sample that is most useful to the purposes of the research. It is often used in qualitative research, where the researcher wants to gain detailed knowledge about a specific phenomenon rather than make statistical inferences, or where the population is very small and specific. An effective purposive sample must have clear criteria and rationale for inclusion. For example, you want to know more about the opinions and experiences of disabled students at your university, so you purposefully select a number of students with different support needs in order to gather a varied range of data on their experiences with student services. 4. Snowball sampling. If the population is hard to access, snowball sampling can be used to recruit participants via other participants. The number of people you have access to snowballs as you get in contact with more people. For example, you are researching experiences of homelessness in your city. Since there is no list of all homeless people in the city, probability sampling isn't possible. You meet one person who agrees to participate in the research, and she puts you in contact with other homeless people that she knows in the area. Thank you for watching. I hope you can easily.
Okay, I know that video was a little bit heavy duty, and it's part of a education service that I subscribe to, and sorry about some of the commercials. But at the same time, it gives basically the exact definitions that are talked about in Chapter 8, and the ones that highlight them that you should be aware of. We'll look at some examples of this in our Friday video, along with the definition, and you can read this in your chapter, of the central limit theorem. This central limit theorem puts us, getting us ready for the balance of the second half of our course and one of the key research and key business analytical aspects of statistics. So that's where we stand heading into week 4. Your main task this week, if you've not already done so, is to complete your midterm examination so I can get your grades posted. Secondly, make an appointment to visit with me, Professor Hasse, on Thursday, Friday, or Sunday of the coming week. All right, everybody, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I'll see you later on in the week in either a meeting and also in subsequent videos. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.